I'd like to talk with you for just a moment about Florian's song and give you maybe a tip or two for you to use in your preparation of this song for your audition. Florian's song is a great song. It's very accessible, it's not terribly difficult, but there are a few things to keep in mind when you're preparing. I would say one of the easiest mistakes to make is to wait. When you have a syncopated entrance, like at the beginning of this song and the entrance for each verse, it's very easy to wait and breathe right in that 8th rest before you come in. And that's going to make you either late or a little frantic. And so I would recommend that you take a breath considerably earlier, even though it feels like the right thing to do to breathe right before you come in. It's also a little bit difficult. The composer of this song very unkindly wrote some very bright vowels on the highest notes. If you're doing this in the high key where you're hitting an F sharp at the top, you're often going to have E vowels, E vowels. The third verse is a little kinder, but you have to be careful that you don't let these vowels get too spread, and certainly not too tight. Often that would affect your intonation if you get too tight up there. You'll want to make sure they're nice and tall, but not necessarily over-modify. The purity of the vowel is acceptable, just make sure you don't spread out. For women singing this higher key that goes to the F sharp, this wonderful long crescendo that's written over the climactic phrase should be very fun to execute, but you have to be careful because you're going right through the passaggio of the voice and you are likely to want to take up too much weight in the sound. Truly, the crescendo can be very natural. If someone asked you to decrescendo on the way up to this pitch, you would have a harder time. It's very natural as you go up the scale to become louder, and so you might be better off just to sing normally and let the crescendo happen. If you try to push for the crescendo, you're likely to push out of tune, to push to a more strident tone, and push up too much chest. Let's see. Ending consonants in this. This is a lot of text, a lot of syllabic rendering of text and some difficult text, so be very careful to make sure you're executing the consonants, particularly at the D's at the end of words. Good and kind. That's hard to do, especially at the clip that this song goes along in. The third verse in particular was a tongue-tire for me, and so spend some time just speaking the text in rhythm and making sure that you're giving good consonants, and you will impress the judges for sure.